You find that it really reveals a lot about yourself. The more you collect art, the more you have your favorite pieces, you can look around you and you can see the person that you are. There's something about art that everyone has an opinion on, and it always brings in some kind of conversation. And I think that's a really important thing to have in a house, especially when there's more technology. Every day we have bombarded by technology. To have something that's around you that people can get really excited about or really disturbed by or feel very strongly about, I think that's a really exciting thing. So I think also in that respect, if you have something that you're worried that, ooh, I don't know how this will go over with, with Uncle Archie, just let that happen and bring it in and just see how people react to it. I think it's a tremendous thing to have in your house. I think it's an important part of a household. There is something about buying artwork that, in a world that's becoming increasingly kind of bogus and fake, there's something about the authenticity of art. I don't think that things that are made from someone's hand will ever go out of style. I think when they're passed on to your children or to your nieces and nephews or to whoever, that's a really important thing, and they'll really cherish that. And I think that for that reason, there's something about art in this day and age that is really, that human touch will really be lasting.
It's a way for my husband and I to commemorate events in our lives. We celebrate our anniversaries by purchasing art. We celebrated the birth of our 2 children by purchasing art. And those pieces hang in our home, and we think of those events and we think of those times in our life every day. Every day we see them. We get to sort of relive the surprise of my 5th anniversary when my husband surprised me with a painting. And I get to think about when we brought our new baby girl home and the painting was hanging in her nursery. Well, I would tell people that are interested in art and having art for their home that it adds to the beauty of their house. It's an easy thing to do. They can look online. They can look at the vast collections that galleries carry, and then they can feel maybe a little more comfortable going into an art gallery and looking and asking questions about the art that's in art galleries. You don't need an art history degree to buy art. You just need to appreciate beautiful things.
We live in a pretty disposable commercial culture, and a lot of the stuff that we have, comes and goes. And buying an original piece of art, it has some more obvious value. And you kind of invest yourself a little bit in it as well. I mean, you make a choice about what it is that you want, and you're putting it presumably in a place in your house where others will see it, and it says a little bit about yourself too. It's a special thing to add to your life, right? It's really nice to have a piece or pieces of original art, and it's the sort of thing that, that could be in your home or a part of your life for 20 years or 50 years. And there's not very many things that we have that kind of permanence and enduring nature, and I think there's very few actually in our society, very few opportunities to have that sort of connection. So you get a connection with a piece of art, and you get a connection with an artist, if you want, and that's valuable. I've got kids in grade 2 and 4, and I think kids are sort of natural artists, and they naturally like art, and it's good to send them the signal by buying art yourself that art is a valuable thing. I think if you don't watch it as they grow older, they might not pay attention to that or might not know that it's a valuable thing to have in the house. So I'll take the kids to the art gallery with me, whether it's a gallery to look at a piece or just to look at an exhibit. And I think buying art and making art a part of your house sends a message to the kids that their artistic feelings are good ones that you should nurture.
Saskatchewan Art is great, and it's a wonderful way to relate to the people around you, to where you live. You see it reflected in all kinds of media. I mean, it's usually after you leave Saskatchewan and start looking elsewhere, you come back and you realize, oh, it's as good here. Like, I didn't have to go all that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong about the experience of leaving and discovering other things, but you can rediscover all kinds of, treasures here in Saskatchewan made by Saskatchewan artists.
Every piece of art has a story, right? Where did it come from? Who was the artist? So it's fun. I mean, I was just in someone's home last night who they'd bought a piece, so I took it out to hang it. And I just started looking around and I was just asking them about all the pieces that they had, because some of the artists were people that I knew, but there was many that I didn't know who they were, and it was like they just lit up. They couldn't be more happy to tell me about all of the pieces that they had. So, and it really just injects all this personality into your space, whether it's your office or your home.